Hey kids, welcome back to New City. I'm very excited to dive back into this. Last episode we got this little tiny town going with a little bit of industry, very little bit of commercial stuff. I think we got the... what is this one called here? The supermarket, is it? I don't know where it tells us. Smokehouse, Yield Shop. Alright, I guess it's like a shopping mall, but I think that opened up it opened up like the school or something for us. Or maybe it opened up a new zone. I don't know. I think it unlocks something, but I'm not sure. And yeah, and I also noticed that we're having this kind of issue with help wanted on these farms. We're also getting... so what does this one say here? I'm not sure what that little zot means, but I think it means that they don't have enough clients. So I'm not sure. I'll have to find the data view. It's been a while since I opened this file. I'll have to find the data view that explains what these mean again. But I know this one means that they need employment. So we can kind of look here. Open jobs requiring no education. And I think that the agriculture jobs require no education. Now I don't. It's a bit odd because I don't see where I can get that information. Needs workers. 15 positions requiring no education. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it looks like basically there's a lot of farms with open jobs and they don't require any education. Now, we did build a school, so that might actually be detrimental, I think, to us getting people with no education. So let's now open up a data view. I think this is going to be our kind of task for this episode, is trying to solve this problem with the farms. And I'm going to try and take that approach to this Let's Play, just trying to explore different mechanics of the game. So, workforce. Unemployed, 95, is this a percentage? No, this is 95 people, I think. Okay, what can we get here? Unemployment rate, number of workers with no education. Unemployed with no education. Okay, well let's pin that. Unemployed with no education. And then let's see number of workers with no education. And pin that as well. These are not percentages, these are absolute values. So, yeah, you can see where it is increasing for sure. I'm going to press play. We're going to go to speed 3, I guess this is. And let's just see if we can get... by the way, I've turned the snow off. I don't know if I mentioned that last episode. I've turned the snow off because it covers up the grid. But if I were to put the snow on, it's winter, so it would be covered in white. And it's very cool, but in terms of how it looks, but it covers the grid in a way that makes building the city very difficult. So maybe I'll turn it on at some point, just to sort of eye candy. But yeah. Unemployed with no education. Oh, I need my demand. Where do I get that? Here. Let's pin that as well. And we can see that the population is still going up. Am I making money or losing money? Balance. Okay, I have a positive balance. I have a line of credit, though, of 22.3 million. But I do have a positive cash flow. Okay. Yeah, I think you can actually... I think you can eliminate your line of credit if you get very rich, just by putting this slider down to 0, which means you sort of pay it off right away, but we can't pay off 22.4 million. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if, like, essentially in this game you always have this kind of floating line of credit, and basically if you get too poor, then you have to increase the interest rate, lower funding on things, you know, demolish things. So yeah, we're just gonna wait here. Hopefully we'll get up to... I haven't increased property taxes either, like I haven't increased anything. Just trying to see... yeah, I'm trying to see how quickly this changes. I've noticed... okay, I think there are like different sort of growth stages, and I think we hit one at 5,000, so the population is increasing. Now the question is, let's actually take a look at another chart. 5,000 people live here. We're a town. Okay. Does it give us access to anything new? I don't think so. Unemployed with no education. Okay, it looks like it's going down. But, like, I feel like we should get rid of the... I feel like we should try and get this as close to 0 as possible, right? Otherwise... I mean, I don't know if it's a problem. It seems like farms are not that essential a part of the economy. It's not like they have to feed anyone or anything. No, but it seems like the farms... Like, it's not like we need farms in order to get, you know, commercial or something like that, but I'd like to see if I can solve this problem, because I feel like too often in these games, you like in, I don't know, in SimCity 4 and other games, farms are just kind of eye candy. Like, you sort of build them as a temporary stopgap until you can build more exciting industry and stuff, and so yeah. Have I zoned? No, I haven't zoned that. Let's refrain from zoning that, and just kind of wait until there's very few. Yeah, the population seems to be increasing pretty fast. Out of cash, I don't know. I keep seeing this. Like, when I start games, I see this, and it says we're almost out of money. I think this is kind of a scheduled thing. I think it just sort of pops up when you get to a certain point. Earnings fall short, because it says we're earning less than we're spending, and I'm seeing a positive cash flow. So yeah. Because we could, you know, we can increase our loan term and stuff like that, but we don't really need to spend any money right now, so I think we'll hold off on that for the time being, and it's an easy enough problem to fix. It's hard to go totally bankrupt in this. You know, like in SimCity 4, for example, if you spend too much and you don't make enough money, you very, very quickly, you know, if you spend all your money and you're losing a bunch of money and you have no cash in the bank and your balance goes negative, if you take loans, the interest will be so high that you'll never be able to pay it off. Okay, this just went down by another 100. It's going down very slowly, which makes me think maybe we should zone some more. Maybe we should zone some more residential. Maybe it would be a good idea to zone some residential, maybe closer to the farms. I don't think it's a travel time thing that's preventing them from getting jobs, though, and I do have some... Yeah, I think it's probably better if we let this zone here totally fill out. Number of workers with no education. Yeah, it's going steadily up, and this is going steadily down. So the problem is being solved. And I'm just gonna I'm not gonna zone anything else. Not going to zone anything else until we've resolved this problem. I may need to add more residential, but no, I'm seeing lots of houses pop up. A few of these little green dots still left, but it seems like they'll. Yeah, if I'm interpreting this graph correctly, we have a positive balance. This would be in brackets if it's negative. See, that's a negative, that's an expense, which is, I know that's how accounting works. Like, I know that's how you properly write accounting. I think a lot of games will tend to put negative because people are clearer with that. And I do wonder, when I look at this, I wonder whether there's a way to make it legible for someone who doesn't know how like an accountant's spreadsheet looks. Because it took me quite a while, you know, and I'm reasonably financially literate, but it took me quite a while to figure this out, to kind of figure out what was going on here. Of course, the other thing too is we can have, I mean, I really, and I mentioned this last episode, I don't know if any patches have come out actually since last episode. I should get in the habit of checking that. I'm sure it's nothing major, but I should maybe next episode I'll take a good look and see, because I have noticed a couple Steam updates come in on the early access copy of this. But yeah, I would like to follow those updates for sure. Kind of see if anything's changed. Hopefully nothing would affect a save file. Although, you know, keep in mind that this is very much an early access game, so who knows what will become of this city and what barriers will hit. I'm hoping to keep it going as long as we can. It's only been, I think we started in 1950, it's only been 2 years, so that's pretty good. And I have the clock running pretty slowly. And since we started running it this time around, we've gone from under 5,000 to... So we're actually growing reasonably fast. Yeah, I felt like the first few times I played this game that the growth was a little bit painfully slow, but... Okay, yeah, we're getting... I think this zone is pretty much filled up. I wish there was a map mode, and maybe I'm just missing it, but wait a second, zones? I would like there to be a map mode that tells me what's developed and what isn't. Because the zones are not that easy to see. Like when I look at it this way. I'll close that budget screen. Yeah, okay, so I think it's time to zone some more residential. For sure. Unemployed workers. So this number, like, it's been hovering around 50. I don't know what this max and min means, but it's been hovering around. Oh, I guess this is max and min. This is the max and min of what's visible on the chart. I can probably adjust this to make it like a 5-year span, or I don't know. I'm not sure how to do that, but okay, I see. That's the most it's been in the past. And you can see that this unemployment is getting quite low. I mean, we're talking about 25 people here, so it's actually not that big a deal. Okay, let's pause for a second here. Let's go into the... This is what I want, right? Planner mode, yeah. I wish I wish this wasn't here. Like maybe just a little box there that says planner mode, and then when I hover over it, it gives me this information. But this just takes up screen real estate in a way that I find a little bit. Whoa. Yeah, no, a huge number of those unemployed zots have just disappeared. But I still feel like we should be filling this out. I still feel like we should be using this with a kind of, a level of precision. So let's go to our blueprints, and I've still got these individual blocks. Now, there's a road there, so maybe I can make a sort of separate zone. In fact, let's make it down here, and then that way it can also connect into the industrial area, which makes it tempting to rotate it, because I feel like there's going to be more traffic driving towards the industrial area than the farms. I'm not sure how the job distribution is. Rotate is R. Yeah. So, we're in planner mode, good. Yeah, that looks good to me. Maybe we'll just do a little small zone here so we don't get too crammed in. And then I will take a road and connect up this road here. And I'll just connect up this guy here. I'm going to keep them roads for now. I'm not going to do any avenues, although I feel like there probably should be an avenue there. Cities, I'm really improvising in terms of the street grid design. I've made these templates that, like these modular templates that I feel, so it would be easy to like remove all these streets and turn this into an industrial zone, or it would be easy to convert this into an industrial zone, or so the idea is really just to have these square grid patterns that are modular, partly just to... Okay, that's 2.2. Okay, so now we have to think about... Now we're going to go into debt. Uh-oh. There we go. I had a little autosave thing there for a second. Yeah, $21.8 million loan. Right. So now we're in debt. But I don't see why we would increase the interest rate until we're actually having money problems. Once you build infrastructure, as far as I can tell, once you build infrastructure, it does not seem like you have to pay a maintenance fee for it for the roads, for example, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I have not figured that out yet. Oh, I'm not sure I want that to be residential. Let me just dezone that. Zoning also doesn't cost anything, so... which is kind of cool. You can make templates with the zones already set up. I have not found that to be the most advantageous way to do things so far. I'm sure there are situations where it works very well, but I find that it's a little bit more flexible to just have the straight grids in the templates. But yeah, no, no, I don't want to zone that like that either. In fact, I think I'll put a farm right there, and I don't know if that'll actually develop, but okay. Yeah, so that's developing up nicely. I was kind of hoping we would get like kind of a cross-traffic thing here, maybe a commercial strip along this kind of little L-shaped thing there, and this will become kind of a central area of the city. I have no idea though. Yeah, 1.6. Let's really try and solve this problem of the worker shortage on the farms. And then once we've done that, I think then we'll stop for the time being with zoning farms and focus on building you know, commercial and other types of zones. It's interesting though, because I feel like once you get enough population and enough money, you can very easily just kind of stop building farms, and I would like to see a mechanism where you know, the bigger a region gets, the more farms it needs, where there's kind of a cost to not having farms in a region, because that would seem realistic to me. Like maybe you just need farms to support the population in some way. I don't know if the game is set up in such a way that kind of mechanic could be introduced through a mod or by the developers. Because otherwise, like I said, you know, I don't know. I mean, I also think I've noticed that I don't seem to get any farm development. Like if I start just giving education to everyone and getting more valuable commercial zones and industrial zones, then the farm demand never seems to come back. And you know, unless I zone large residential areas with no education, and that's a little bit weird. Like it's, you know, it's not like highly educated cities just don't have agricultural areas around them, right? Although in many regions they rely on foreign workers, because it is true that educated workers in first world countries don't like to work on farms. So there is that. Is this all lined up properly? Looks like it. 4x4, yeah. Cool. It's a completely Cartesian grid. I like the music in this game. It's cool because it is kind of matched to the sound effects in a really great way. Like little tick-tock sounds when you click the streets and stuff are kind of all, you know, it's sort of like a leitmotif that runs through the music, which I think is really cool. It's very well done, very interesting atmosphere. This is filling up real nice. So I wonder what our... It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, now the unemployed with no education is getting higher. And then we're actually having help wanted in these factories. And we're getting no customers and help wanted in the farms. What's our prosperity heat map look like? Interesting. Wonder why the prosperity is higher there than it is here. Maybe these people don't have jobs because they're more educated. That must be it. I think prosperity comes from, like, you know, I think it comes from people being employed, essentially. Right, so that's filled out nicely. I still see a few more of those jobs there. Now, it seems like we are going to have to put some more commercial even. Let me just take a look at what I've done here. Commercial and industrial, I'd say. Perhaps, just for good measure, let's just drag Let's upgrade this to an avenue, like that. Okay. Yeah, if we run out of this loan, then I think we are in the hole. Really, I don't think we can spend any more money at that point. We would have to increase our line of credit. Let's zone the rest of this agriculture here, or the agriculture industry. Just kind of carefully avoiding. This is a weird thing. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why it cuts up these segments. I mentioned that last episode, though. I think it's a known bug. I think. I'm just gonna kind of avoid it. And then I guess we can put maybe commercial on that side of that street, of that avenue. I guess that's an avenue. And like there. I don't know if that's too much. I think that should be fine. Oh. Well, I also... I'm going to put a little bit here as well. And then I'm going to try and... I think that might be too much commercial, but at least we will have enough of the zone. I think we want to kind of restrict to some degree the commercial. Yeah, so some of that industry is going to build up. And I think this is interesting. See, these zots are coming back with the help wanted. And it's not like new farms have come up. And if I look at education, these people are getting educated as well. What I need to look at is education. People with no education. Oh. Number of workers with no education, 3,000. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what I want to see is people with high school diploma. Now, where do I figure out somewhere in, is it in the query mode or something? There's somewhere where I can see the maximum, like there's a cap with the number of high school diplomas I can have with one school. That's what I'm trying to find. I think it's just an extra 1,000, but I need to be able to find that information easily. So, yeah. No, I don't want, that's not route inspector. I want education. Yeah, it doesn't give it to me here. Okay, and even though it's showing up as educated here, it's not really. It's okay. They're not really getting educated. Okay, so that's not helping us. What I need to find is yeah, I feel like I've seen it somewhere. What does this do? Oh, that's to add another panel. I feel like I've seen it somewhere, to be honest. I feel like... Min. People with a high school, percent with a high school diploma. People with a high school diploma. Max, 2,500. No, maybe it's not displayed. Anyway, I guess as long as it keeps increasing, we're just not going to build another school. Also, we still have... Yeah, the unemployment rate with no education has gone down. It's all about prosperity. I don't know, is this a matter of... Oh, we've got a huge residential demand. So 935. What I'm just not understanding is, I see when I look at this prosperity map that these farms seem to have no zots, and that's where the prosperity seems to be kind of the most concentrated. So maybe I'll do a similar thing over here and put another residential area that kind of leads to some of these farms in the outlying area. I don't know, I'm just kind of improvising. Right, let's turn the heat map off because it's a little bit crazy. And we'll go to our templates. I am going to have to do something in terms of money at some points. Okay, and then we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the cat is meowing. Please excuse me while I let the neighbor's cat out the back door. There we go. And I'm just doing this little by little. There we go. Now let's zone that, and then we'll extend that avenue there. which I think is kind of cool. Sort of an industrial downtown almost, but yeah, be interesting. Definitely getting a lot of residential demand here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of money, I think. I'll take this one and connect it like so. I didn't do any of that in the planner mode. So I'm okay, so yeah, it goes up. I think when these houses build, it goes up right away, and it takes a while for them to like interview and get the jobs. Because it went up, it spiked up before here when we built that other zone, and there is a way to see that. I find I have a little bit of trouble at home, jobless, heading to a job interview. I find it. Okay, so now he's going to visit a friend, going to work. Okay, so now he has a job. Interesting. Okay. I wonder how long his commute is. I don't quite remember where he lived, but if let's just grab a house like here. I don't know, that's not a house, but so his commute is like he drove somewhere like over here or something. I think it was sort of here. I don't know what is going on with this, why it does this loopy thing. There's something up with the way the nodes and the lines work in this, but that's kind of what I want. And what is that telling me? 6 minutes and 2 seconds. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, so houses are popping up, and that's what's keeping this number high. Is it takes them a while to interview and get their jobs. It's interesting. I'm learning more every time I play, and there's lots of information. There's lots of information to see here. I find I haven't quite got to a point where I can see a lot of information at a glance, like for the whole city. I mean, I guess these heat maps would be where it's at. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the prosperity here either, because now the prosperity is over here, and there was some prosperity here before too. So I don't know what's happened. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not sure I quite understand. I understand that the prosperity is related to finding jobs, but that's interesting. Getting density. But yeah, I mean, so the other thing too is that I guess there's very little prosperity regardless. So maybe it's just that the amount of prosperity is low enough that that these don't mean very much. That might be it. I might be kind of overthinking it. Would not surprise me. No, this looks like, see, this is like 5 points of prosperity, and this is, oh, I guess they're not that different, but it's not like there's 0. It's weird. Oh, abandoned, I see. Okay. So if it gets below a certain point, it will get abandoned. Oh, and there's our, there we go. There's our legend. Our legend for these, still help wanted, eh? Help wanted. Yeah, it seems to be pretty frequent, this help wanted thing. Well, now what is that? Sick. Well, that's like I'm assuming that means sick. Help wanted in the industry as well. Probably we've got more than enough residential here. Yeah, okay, this is all filled out. Let's get out of this query mode here. Oh, not yet. Well, I must say we've pretty much, this was 4,000 when we started, so we've pretty much solved, and we're actually getting agricultural demand now, which I find very strange, because there's still farms that don't have workers, so why am I getting more demand? I mean, I guess there could be any reason for that, I guess. Oh, number of workers with no education, unemployed with no education, okay. So there's new workers coming in, they're interviewing for their jobs. This number is steadily going down, and that number looks, yeah, it looks like, so as soon as I've filled out this zone, it's probably a good idea when you fill out a new zone to kind of wait until these people get jobs before you start zoning again. That seems to be a good strategy to me. Because then I can get a sense, like, this seems to hit an equilibrium around 60. There seems to be kind of a constant, like, it seems to be hard to get it much lower than about 60 people, which is understandable. I guess there's sort of a marginal unemployment of a certain level. I wonder if people get fired in this game. I wonder if that's modeled by the game engine. You know, maybe Jonah Khan is just a lazy asshole and always gets fired from his job. Maybe he just has trouble with authority. You know, he's just actually a really smart, productive guy, but whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I thought those were little zots. Yeah, he's just a smart, productive guy, but he has trouble with authority, and, you know, farm work's just not for him. If only he had a school. Okay. I really want, oh, what happened there? Huh. I really want to get rid of this number. I don't like it. I'm not seeing any of those unemployment, oh, there's one. So let's do a thing where we're going to expand this zone here and then kind of do this road. I think that makes sense. Kind of centered this whole town around its industrial area, and we might have to, I don't know, we might have to like rezone some of that industry at some point. I have no idea. No idea. I'm really improvising here. I don't have any kind of master plan for what I'm doing. But such is life. Oh, this is kind of cool, by the way. You can switch between the, just by clicking on this, I noticed this the other day, you can switch between the frame rate. I don't know what that is. And then this is like the time in real life. So you might not want to look at that depending on how long you're spending playing the game. And oh, there it is, the 24-hour clock. It's very cool. And then we can just kind of have it blank. But I like the frame rate. Frame rate is good, especially, you know, while it's an early access game. It's kind of useful to get a sense of how much the frame rate is kind of wavering. Oof. I do notice I've got to, I think at some point I may actually turn autosaves off, because every time I get an autosave, the game just kind of like freezes up for a second, and I just think like, oh god, am I gonna crash? I have had crashes, not in a bit, not in a while, but okay, so let's do that, just like this, starting to kind of connect this all up here. And then we'll just, it's going to be all residential. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then, yeah, let's take this and make it an avenue. I'm really chewing through this whole loan situation here. I'll just make it an avenue down to there. When does this avenue end? It goes all the way down. All the way down. Cool. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Right. Let's unpause. And like I said, I want to see how close to 0 I can get that number. Of course, these people are closer to the school, so we might be getting a little bit more education, but I also kind of put them in close to the industry too, so I think they need, let's take a look at one of these factories now that has needs workers. Requiring a bachelor's degree, requiring a high school diploma. Positions requiring no education. Yeah. I guess I've zoned the industry too, which has a certain proportion of, so it keeps going down, yeah. It has a certain proportion of jobs, open jobs requiring no education as well. So probably what we should do is, this number's probably low enough at this point, it's probably not worth looking at anymore. I've fixated on it. It's also fluctuating a bit because these new factories are opening up. Population is steadily increasing. Okay. Yeah, let's kind of switch things up here, and let's start looking at the number of educated people, or high school diploma, people with high school diploma. So that number is increasing. If it was to hit a plateau, then I guess I would need a new school. I'm not sure. Not sure. Open jobs. Unemployed with a high school diploma. Very, very low. So we can pin that there. See, 32 people. Yeah, so we have been steadily filling those jobs. Unemployed with a high school diploma. And what about job positions requiring a high school diploma? Yeah, okay, so this is getting quite high again. We can sort of do a similar exercise that we just did. Sort of watching how these numbers interact here. Is these are open jobs or just jobs? No, okay, we want open jobs. Okay, this is workforce. Total jobs, open jobs requiring a high school diploma. That's what we want to see. Yeah, open jobs requiring a high school diploma. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's only 240. Okay, so they're getting filled. Yeah. What about just unemployed people? Because at this point I'm wondering whether I need a second school. I have no idea. Sounds like a town of 12,000 people. Does it need 2 elementary schools? I wonder. I'm trying to think. I actually grew up outside of a town of maybe 20,000 people, and I think there were two or three elementary schools, but one of them was Catholic, so you know, that was weird. Let me see here. Unemployment. Just unemployed. So there's like no one unemployed. So maybe we just need more people. Yeah, again, I don't know. Yeah, we've been steadily spending a lot of money here. Cash to spend. Yeah, this we have been spending much more than we've been making because I've been building all these roads, but well, in two years we've done pretty good though. What's going on up here? Are there like abandoned houses and stuff? No, it's just the, I keep seeing that kind of like dark bit, and it's just the relief of the terrain. Because there's actually a hill there. It's actually quite pleasant. Look at that. All these houses up on this hill. Yeah, it's very cool. It's interesting how the graphics render. I mean, it's a bit weird how the horizon kind of chops through everything, but I mean, that's a very extreme angle too. But yeah. I was hoping to create kind of a rich area here. Oh, we're also getting, have we unlocked... We're having all these sick people, so have we got our clinic yet? I'd rather give them a clinic before I give them a... Oh, small park! Oh, well, there you go. Let's put a park here and see if we can get, see if it'll help. Reduces pollution and enhances value. Oh, probably should have put it near the industry. Put another one. There we go. It's probably costing me a lot of money. Education, parks and recreation. Oh, they don't cost that much. They don't cost that much. I noticed you can zone parks as well. I don't know how that works. I have not gotten a park zone to develop. I'm not sure how that works. I think at this point we're kind of waiting for commercial stuff to develop. I mean, we are getting more demand for farms. Seems like there are... Oh, that's land value. Oh, interesting. Land value heat map. Yeah, there's lots of like high value land around the water. I feel like we should probably push development this way. Maybe the agriculture will keep expanding kind of up here. Oh, there's hills there though, aren't there? Yeah. The agriculture should probably keep developing here. And why is that high land value? Oh, just because of the trees, maybe. Not sure. Yeah, it seems to be because of the trees. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Prosperity. Population is still slowly ticking up. People with high school, unemployed with high school deployment. The diploma. Blah. Open jobs requiring... Yeah, okay. We seem to be at a little bit of a standstill here. Okay. I think we're going to want to zone a bit more of everything. Just want to make sure... Yeah, I'm not seeing too many jobs with... or unemployed people. I wonder whether these areas are kind of too far. I don't think so, though. What's the traffic look like? Yeah, it doesn't really seem like there's any traffic to speak of. Maybe if I press play, I can see... Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you can't see traffic when the simulation is paused. So there is actually a fair amount of traffic kind of accumulating along this road here. Be almost worth zoning this commercial, this side of it. Kind of encouraging the factory jobs to go over here. Right, I'm going to do a couple more things before I end this episode. So let's just do a little bit more general zoning. I think at this point we should probably go up to... Let's just... I'm reluctant to adjust these sliders in any kind of dramatic way. I think we'll increase the line of credit before increasing the taxes. That seems like how most cities would behave. Now, if I unpause, do I get that money? Yeah, I get that money right away. Okay. So, all right, what are we gonna do here? This is not developing. Might be worthwhile to expand here and here, maybe. Yeah. Kind of do a similar thing here. Yeah. Oh, I'm still a bit slow with this game. Rotate is R. Yeah, there we go. And I think probably... see, this is the loading thing that happens. Probably it would be a good idea to I don't remember. I got distracted by that no R. What have I done? I got distracted by the game hanging again when it loaded. Okay, I want this one. I was hitting E for some reason. Oh, there we go. Oh, what just happened? Oh, I've seen this before. I should be doing this in, there's something up with the elevation. Ooh, my God. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Oh, how do I fix that? Yikes. I don't know if there's any kind of terrain leveling either. Oh, that may have just, I really should probably have, ooh. Yeah, I don't think there's any terrain. We can lower the road elevation. I'm gonna have to delete those for sure. Oh, okay. The terrain just will, okay. Oof, I was worried that we would have this, like, horrible scar in the terrain. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm gonna do those streets manually. Yeah, and then we get, like, intersections there. It's weird. Definitely weird. However, not the end of the world. At some point, I'm gonna have to... This street grid is getting a little bit too tight, I think. I've kind of trapped myself here. But I'm gonna go with it for now. I'm trying to create kind of a busier area in here. Worst case, we can just sort of make these big avenues through here, and then we can kind of clear out some of this at a later date. Maybe I can throw down some more parks. Or even a second school. Let's put it here so I can kind of... I don't know whether that radius is like how far they can travel to school, or... Yeah, anyway, there should be some clarification on that at some point, because it's very unclear. Is that how... that I'm assuming actually it's how how far it affects the kind of desirability of the area. I think that's probably what it means. So I've just dropped 2 schools. That's probably gonna fuck my budget. Yeah, okay, this is the best way to see here. Eminent domain. Alright. Education 1.5 million, property tax 2.2 million. Okay. No, I'm still making money. I'm just it's the cash flow that's the problem. And yeah, I wanted to zone some more farms as well. Where did I say I was going to do farms? We can start to pay attention, I think, to land value at this point and kind of avoid putting farms in areas that have a high land value, like these coastal areas here. Trying to get this city to develop outward towards those coastal areas, maybe. I think that, oh yeah, look at that, the school really adds a lot of value as well. Interesting. I'm not seeing a huge increase in people with high school diplomas from dropping those 2 schools, but maybe I've got like way too many schools at this point. Yeah, I can't go any faster either. I tried this, I don't know if you guys remember, I tried this I think last episode, and it doesn't seem to, this ludicrous speed setting seems to screw with the traffic simulator. Unless I'm misunderstanding it. Yeah, this isn't really budging, these numbers. Like I've added 2 schools, and I've zoned a bunch more, and I'm not seeing a huge people now. It is steadily rising. Let's just take a look at unemployment in general. Let's see if anyone's unemployed, and then I'm gonna probably end this episode. Unemployment. Okay, there are 3. Yeah, there's just no one. There's very few people unemployed. Can I get an unemployment rate? Yeah. 7%. Yeah, it's 5%. That seems to me to be a pretty low rate. Population is steadily rising. Interesting. Unemployed. Looks like unemployment is rising too, though. But I've got all these zones that aren't developed. I wonder. Well, let me put down some agricultural. Oh, right, I did it this way. Rotate. Oh, no. God, that's like $3 million bucks. Ugh, that is just not okay. Oh man, too steep. Okay, well that's okay. I gotta stop building roads without using the planner tool, because that's just money going out the window. That was a lot of money. Yeah. So what I need is I can't get my template, because the template doesn't even. I think the problem is actually with the template, to be honest. Let's go into planner mode here, and then. It's unfortunate because I had counted everything out all nicely in those templates, but I'm gonna have to just do it like this, which then is gonna create all these stupid nodes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, okay. As nice and clean as this grid is, I'm not able to visually count on it that well. Okay, and we'll just do this. I do like the WASD controls because you can very easily extend a road and fairly precisely that way. Hello. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that was another autosave. I'm gonna perhaps turn those off. The thing with the autosaves is I'm not entirely sure if I screw something up. I'm not entirely sure what is going on here. Oh no. Oh, I never completed them. That's all it is. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Right, now I'll zone. Just a bit more agriculture. Try and keep it fairly close to where people live. And then we can... Not sure if it's necessary to make this... Probably a good idea to make this an avenue. At least kind of down here. I'm still in planner mode. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I can keep, like, how easy it's going to be for me to keep separate save files, so if I lose part of a recording, it may just, that may just be that. I'm not sure how reliable the auto-saves and save files and how easy it's going to be for me to play around with all that, and that's something I, to some degree, rely on to make these videos. Being able to easily back up a file and have multiple versions of the same file in case I need to go back and redo something. But we'll just live with it. Very cool, though. I really did enjoy that. Like, I feel like we solved that. I feel like we solved that problem of the farms. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with these schools. I don't know. They don't seem to be, like, this school seems to be doing a whole lot, whereas, oh, these ones, I guess they don't have all their teachers yet, maybe. I guess that might be it. But I have not seen a big spike in the unemployment rates. Maybe we just have all the zones we need for now. Maybe it's just a time of, just time to wait, basically. Well, we'll figure it out next episode. Basically, I think we've gone from we've turned into a town of almost 15,000, and at this point, I think we're just trying to figure out how we can get bigger, and continue to grow, and how some of this education stuff works. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will be playing New City once a week at this point for this channel. So if you like the videos, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Ciao.